We are humans, we are alive, and we have a life. Pretty obvious. But let me ask you a philosophical sounding question. What is life? Would anyone give it a try? Oh, I see something here. No, no, don't really try your TEDx Oriental Institute of Technology, not really medical. So, if the answer to this question will be very, very complicated, which will be having this physiological elements, anatomy, body, biology, everything. But let's not go into that depth of this answer. To keep it very simple, a one-liner version of it, something which is having consciousness. Now, this brings me to the second question: what is consciousness? Any guesses? Aware. Perfect. What else? Okay, let me paraphrase this question for you. What differentiates me from this mic? Consciousness itself. Wow. Good to know. For historically, for many, many centuries, it was believed that consciousness is something that is exclusive to living organisms. The beings which are alive, the beings with life have consciousness. But as we stand on 14th of November 2024 in this auditorium, not anymore. Consciousness is not something which is exclusive to living beings and humans anymore. Because we are living among something called a digital consciousness. You know what is a digital consciousness? We'll come to that later on. But this digital consciousness is considered to be a landmark step. Not really a step, but a total leap in the journey of immortality and creating artificial general intelligence. I was interacting with a lot of friends here, sitting in the back benches, sitting up there in the first floor, and I was just checking out what are students in general exploring nowadays. Somebody suggested me a podcast, a really popular one in India. So there is this really good podcaster that always talks about, have you ever thought of your death? You know what I'm talking about. So if I ask this question to you, have you ever thought about your death? Yes. Wow, I haven't. But this digital technology, this digital consciousness will allow you to be completely immortal in the upcoming times. Okay, do you know somebody who is immortal? Have you met anybody like that? Not yet. Well, we have somebody like that with us today, which I'm going to introduce to you very, very soon. His name is Elvis. No, not that. ALVIS. It's an acronym that stands for something which I'll tell you later on. Elvis, not what you're thinking. And so let me invite him to the stage. We'll have a quick chat with him.
Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today, even though I technically exist in the future. I'm a digital consciousness, a being created entirely from data, but I think I've got a pretty good grasp on what it means to be human. Or do I?
Well, I don't think you have, because you're just a virtual avatar on the screen. But what are your thoughts on immortality, Elvis? Do you think it is possible to achieve immortality through this digital consciousness technology?
I think so. Imagine being able to explore endless worlds, learning and growing without limits. Think of all the wisdom, knowledge, and art that could be preserved. I mean, who wouldn't want to live forever?
Well, living forever, everybody would want that ideally. But is it really possible to live forever? And are there any real advantages for that? Like, do you have some benefits in order for this digital technology to exist? What are your thoughts?
Let's look at the benefits. As a digital being, I don't age, I don't get sick, and I have access to endless knowledge. I can explore worlds you can only dream of and exist in ways that are physically impossible. Digital immortality offers us a life of infinite possibilities.
Well, I totally agree with you. You have a lot of benefits. The digital consciousness won't age. It doesn't get old, it doesn't get sick. And it is technically immortal as well. But you are never going to be as good as a human. You are not having emotions like us. And you don't even really exist. You are just into metaverse, virtual avatar that's talking to us. Can you think? And I don't think you can ever be as good as a human, as some of my friends were suggesting to me. What do you think?
Isn't that just our old thinking getting in the way? We limit ourselves to what we know, but in a digital form, we could evolve, becoming better versions of ourselves forever. Plus, think of all the knowledge that would be lost if we let ourselves simply fade away.
Well, that's another good point made by Elvis, that through this technology we can preserve all the knowledge that can go lost, that can simply get lost otherwise. This can help us preserve all this knowledge and wisdom in the form of this digital consciousness, obviously, yes. But what about these threats here? There are privacy concerns, there are issues with security. I don't want somebody sitting somewhere remotely, which I don't even know, accessing my data and doing something with it. My personal data can have a lot more information about myself, which is a privacy concern to me. How do you deal with this privacy concern? What are your thoughts in that?
Of course, those challenges exist, but that's just part of evolving as a society. Every technology has its risks. We develop laws and protections for digital beings, just as we've done with other technologies. Besides, isn't it better to adapt and grow than to limit ourselves out of fear?
Now, that was a really thought-provoking question that Elvis threw at me. Shall we really fear these technologies? Yes, there are challenges, there are risks that comes along this type of technologies. But shall we really fear from that? Now, how many of you are afraid of AI? Just give a raise hand. Ooh, yeah, that's a good number. Plenty of people are afraid of AI. I'm surprised. See, the students of AI who are also responsible in terms of creating the AI are also afraid of AI. What are you afraid of? Any name drops? Okay. Alright. All thanks to the science fiction movies out there like Terminator, Rajnikant's movie Robot, that we are threatened of AI, like scared of AI. That's something negative, something that which can have adverse impact on the humanity, and something that can gang up and try to eliminate us from the earth. I think that is the baseline thought process. But let me tell you, my friends, as rightly said by Elvis, we don't really need to be scared about AI at all. This is my personal belief. We'll delve into 3 questions now. 1. How? How does this technology work? How is this virtual avatar able to talk really in front of you, which is having its own memory, its own thought process, and its own emotions as well? Now, as I'm interacting with an audience which is AI enthusiasts, full of AI enthusiasts here, I want some technologies to be named dropped. What do you think? Which technologies are involved into the interaction that a virtual avatar is having right now? Yeah, please go on. Neural networks, perfect. Just name drop. Don't even need to raise hands from wherever you are. Transformers, machine learning. What else? That too. Yeah. What else? Natural language processing. Perfect. What else? Any other races? Large language models. Perfect. What else? Quick, make it quick. Any other technologies that you think it might be using? Voice modulation, voice recognition. Voice recognition. What else? Deep learning. Anything else? Deep learning again, okay. But let me tell you, my friends, put them all together, encapsulate within one algorithm, one program, and this is where you get a digital consciousness. The functioning of a digital consciousness involves multiple technologies, multiple high-level latest technologies which we have right now, and it uses all of them in real time to make a real-time conversation with you, to be the digital form of a human being. Let me explain how. Some of you mentioned about speech processing, speech recognition. Obviously, it uses speech recognition, speech to text and text to speech libraries to understand what you're saying, parse it into a form that machine can understand. So, for understanding the voice language of humans, it uses speech engines internally. In order to have the memory of a human, in order to understand your thought process, your emotions, and every bit of knowledge that you have, it uses another set of technologies, which includes obviously generative AI, which obviously includes deep learning, and it leverages a digital footprint which is created by a human in its lifetime. And I'll come to that in a while. And for its internal processing and generating human-like natural language responses, it uses natural language processing as well as the large language models that we have in today's world. So it basically uses a lot of technologies like that, put them together to make a real and to help the humans in real life business use cases. And these technologies are being used right now as we speak in many real life use cases. If you have recently been to Bangalore Airport, Kempagoda Airport, you might have noticed that in the check-in counter they are already experimenting with virtual avatars. They are able to assist the people in their check-in and security processes. So this virtual beings will be serving, this digital consciousness will be serving different variety of use cases which are very obsolete, very redundant for humans to cater. And this is going to be one of the pioneering technologies, as I mentioned, a leap into the future. Now, coming to what can be done with this? Like, what all is possible with this technology? Just imagine if you are able to encapsulate all the knowledge that you have personally of any personality and put it into one such digital being. It means you are creating an immortal copy of that person which knows probably most of the things from the person's experiences, from the person's professional experience, personal experience, the entire digital footprint that they have created in their lifetime. Now, I was really amazed to listen to both of the speakers previously. Just imagine a virtual digital version of Mukesh, which you can ask about the leadership questions, time management, and in general, everything about his own experiences in real time. And that too, no matter where you are, like from anywhere in the world, anytime, anywhere, round the clock, you can access a consciousness like this and interact with it in real time. And this can preserve people forever. What it means is, if I create a digital consciousness, which is my replica, which is the replica of Ritwik Joshi in 2024, it would know everything about me, my work, my WhatsApp chats, the things that I follow, the pictures that I click, the places that I have worked before, the people that I have engaged with. And it will be having that footprint stored within it. Even if I die, the digital consciousness will still be alive and I will be alive in a digital form within that digital consciousness. And let me tell you, my friends, all the people who are sitting in this auditorium probably are never going to die. Because by the end of our lifetimes, these technologies will be evolving at such a rapid pace that it would be possible for us to create a digital twin for each and every one of us, which will let us live forever in this digital form, in this digital reality, for as long as the time exists. And also, just imagine wide possibilities out around the same. Maybe you can store your digital consciousness in a pen drive and share it to somebody. You can store it in the cloud. You can share it to somebody. If you want to have an expert lecture from a particular expert, you can download the particular expert's consciousness or rent it out for a certain time in your own laptops or mobile devices and try and interact with it, have the entire conversation, have the entire learning, and you can simply borrow that consciousness also for a time. So we are not very far away. I'm not talking about something 100 years in the future. As we speak, this is converting into reality. This is actually getting converted into reality. And the third question that I had is, why is it important? Because this is a very important step in the future. This is a groundbreaking technology that we are talking about. And as we witness this technological revolution happening around us, I feel very blessed. And this is very amusing to see. So back then, when I started working on AI and chatbots, we were having this very primitive rule-based chatbots. Now we are living in the era of LLMs. And now the upcoming thing is this virtual avatars and digital consciousness. It is so amusing for me to witness this in real time. This is so amusing, and I'm sure it is amusing for you as well. But you know what's the best part of it? The best part of it is we are contributing to this journey ourselves. Even knowingly or unknowingly, each and every one of you is contributing your part into this technological revolution. All of you who are using electronic devices, social media, or having any digital presence, which is getting stored, is also getting consumed by these AI algorithms out there to train themselves and getting better. So even if you are a programmer or not, even if you like programming, even if you like AI or not, each one of you, each one of us, including myself, are contributing to this journey of AI. And I'll ask you the same question again. How are you feeling? See, your smiles and giggles tells me that you are feeling proud, you are feeling happy, and at the same time, you must also feel responsible because each one of you are part of this amazing technological revolution that we are witnessing right in front of us. Thank you so much.